Hey, welcome. Learning colors in a new language can sometimes feel like you're just memorizing a list, right? But what if I told you it's actually the start of this really cool, creative journey? A journey where every single color is a building block for amazing stories and ideas. So, are you ready to see what I mean? Let's dive in.
To kick things off, let's start with a little puzzle. What in the world connects an unexpected winner, a dark horse, to a computer hacker? It sounds totally random, I know, but the answer is actually hidden inside a single color character in Chinese. Stick with me, and we're going to solve this thing together.
All right, so before we can start building these incredible stories, we've got to lay the foundation. And that starts with the basic single characters for the core colors. Let's do a quick run through of the big five. First up, we've got hóng. This one's for red. Super important color in Chinese culture, by the way. It's all about luck and happiness.
Then there's huáng, for yellow. This one has some really cool history tied to the emperors of China.
And here we have lǎn for blue. You'll see this one used all the time to talk about the sky or the ocean.
Next is bǎi for white, which usually brings up ideas of purity and brightness.
And last but not least, hē for black. Now you're going to want to remember this one. It is the key to our whole puzzle. So, pretty simple, right? But here's the thing. These are just the characters. How do we turn them into the actual words for colors that people use every day?
Well, that brings us to the next level. This is where we learn how to actually build with these characters. And it really all comes down to one little magic word.
So, this character right here is idioms, pronounced sè, and it literally just means color. The key thing to get is that when you stick sè after one of those base characters we just learned, you're making it super clear you're talking about the color red, not just the idea of red. It's kind of like the secret ingredient.
And check out how simple and elegant this system is. You take your base character, like hóng for red, you add our magic word, yen, and boom, you get hóngsè, which is the common word for the color red. It's a really straightforward formula that works for most of the basic colors.
Okay, so we've got our building blocks down. Now for the really fun part. This is where we stop just naming colors and actually start telling stories. You're about to see how these simple characters team up with other words to create these rich, amazing concepts.
Let's try combining a couple of ideas. First, we'll take bǎi, our character for white. Then, let's grab the characters for prince. So what kind of story do you think white and prince tell when you put them together?
You get 喜马王子, which means Prince Charming. But look closer, it literally translates to white horse prince. I mean, how cool is that? The color isn't just a color. It adds this whole layer of fairy tale imagery. It tells a story.
Okay, time to circle back to our puzzle. Here we have hē, our character for black. And right next to it is ma, which, you might have guessed, means horse.
So, based on what we just saw with the white horse, what's your guess for what black horse, or hēma, means? Take a second.
If you guessed dark horse, you are absolutely right. It means an underdog, an unexpected winner who comes out of nowhere. The exact same idiom we have in English. How wild is that? So that's part one of our puzzle solved. But what about the hacker? Well, this is where the character hē gets really interesting. It's incredibly powerful. You combine it with qiǎ, which means guest, and you get hē qiǎ, a hacker, literally a black guest, someone working in the shadows. Combine it with list and you get hē ming dan, a blacklist. It even helps form the word for a black hole, hēidòng. You see? Black isn't just a color here, it's a whole concept.
Okay, so we've seen how colors can build idioms. But the language can also get incredibly specific and, honestly, just beautiful when it comes to describing different shades and tones. And it does this by borrowing words from the world all around us.
And what's so cool here is just how logical it is. To describe a specific shade, you just add a word from nature. Want to say sky blue? Easy. You take tian for sky and add it to lánsè for blue. Ocean blue? Use hai, the word for ocean. For an earthy yellow, you use túl for earth. It's literally like painting with words. And then you go beyond that logical system and you find shades that are just purely poetic. I mean, just look at this one. hóngsè lû.
This means peacock green. It doesn't just describe a color, does it? It makes you see a very specific, shimmering, beautiful image. It's a perfect reminder that language isn't just for getting a point across, it's for creating art.
So from one simple character for black connecting dark horses and hackers, all the way to describing the exact green of a peacock's feather, we've seen that colors in Chinese are so much more than just a list of words. They're a whole palette of ideas. So I guess the real question is, now that you have a glimpse of that palette, what stories are you going to tell?